Hi everybody, Little Bohemians here. Khadijah Anderson, 18 years early childhood education experience. The first 8 years I worked in preschools, as preschool teacher and assistant, and then I was a toddler room teacher. And I'm going to do a whole thing on toddlers. I've already started it, and I'll jump back into that in the next video probably. And then for the last 10 years, I've had my own daycare called Little Bohemians Daycare, where I only keep 4 children at a time. So it's quite different. And I decided to make this video about what to send with your child to daycare when you start daycare. Also, there's a lot of tips in here, even if you're never going to put your kid in daycare. There's a lot of just tips in here for a parent on little children. So let me just go through it, and hopefully you can extract some things that are useful for you, daycare or not. I have a small play-based daycare, which means that I don't do activities for the children. I might put things out like paint and marker pens and things for them, but I don't say to them, hey, it's time to paint, and then they all run over and we paint. I could do that, but their exploration of their world is way more important than me deciding what they should do every day. So they have a huge environment out in my backyard. We're outside all day except naps. I have a big yard with trees and dirt and leaves all over the place from the trees. There's no grass. And then I have a big cement patio. So the first thing I ask parents when they come in, and I send them a little email that has this list of things to bring and what not to bring, is the way they dress their children. I ask them to not put their children in shorts. Shorts equals scraped knees. Even if a child is walking really well, and again, my daycare is up to age 3, so kids are still, they're still learning about their gross motor skills. They may be running around, but believe me, all of them are falling. So shorts are not good. Loose pants work really well. I'm in Los Angeles, so it gets quite hot here, and so the tendency is to want to put shorts on, but I ask parents to do a loose, lightweight pants. A couple of reasons. It protects from scrapes, it protects from the sun, and then when they're potty training, it's so much easier for them to pull them off and pull them back on, so they feel very successful at potty training. There aren't very many accidents because they can't get their pants down. So that's one thing. If the shorts are long and cover their knees, perfect. That's absolutely fine. Leggings are great for later when it's a little cooler, and of course regular pants when it's cooler. I ask my parents to bring a sun hat, one that ties on or velcros on, something they can't get off unless they know their child will leave a hat on. That's an important thing here because, like I said, we're outside all day. Even though there's lots of shade, there's also some sunny areas, and they couldn't care less where they're playing. They don't pay attention to that. I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. That's why I keep looking down. Sun hat. Okay, I asked the parents to bring some extra clothes that stay here with me. Maybe 1 top, 2 pairs of pants, please, and a pair of socks, and that's all I need. And then I change things out. I have a bunch of extra clothes myself as well when sometimes things don't come back to me, and so I have extras. Diapers and wipes. I ask parents to bring me diapers and wipes that stay here. Diaper cream, even if their child rarely uses diaper cream. I can remember one child who never used diaper cream when they were here. They were here for about 1.5 years, never used diaper cream. One child. I've had a lot of kids in 10 years, okay, so please bring diaper cream. I don't ever want to use somebody else's diaper cream because we don't know what that child might be sensitive, especially if they're not used to using it. But most of the time, diaper cream helps, and there's some nice natural chemical-free brands out there that are pretty good. Sunblock. Again, I don't want to use another child's sunblock, so I ask parents to apply sunblock in the morning before they come. Before you get them dressed, it's easier. Then you can get their necks and their arms and wherever the shirt's is gonna move out of the way and get their neck really red. So they put sunblock on, and then after nap, I reapply it with their own sunblock. As far as food, I don't provide food. So I ask my parents to bring a lunch that is ready to give the child. So if there's a banana, I don't know any children that I can hand an unpeeled banana to and say, here. So please, everything is cut up and ready to go. And the container you put it in, it can just be in a plastic sort of Tupperware type of box. You can just set the items in there, and then I open it up and put it in front of the child at the table or the high chair, wherever they are. Or they make fancy little bento boxes, which are boxes with little separations, which is great. Some of them are very expensive, like crazy expensive, but some of them are reasonable. They make some metal little boxes. Anything like that. What happened with a bunch of my kids is that I'd take out like 2 little containers and put it in front of them, and they'd be like, no, they want more. Well, what happened was I was talking last time about abstract thought. Well, they don't really have the capability to understand that, no, there's only 4 little containers in your lunchbox. It's not endless. So they would get really frustrated. They wouldn't eat anything. So this is when I decided to try having parents just bringing all the food so I can just put it in front of them. Okay, the exception is if you have a yogurt or an applesauce, something like that that needs to be separate. Please don't send individually packaged food with your child to daycare. 2 reasons. Number one, most of the, especially the yogurts, and specifically the ones that say baby in the name, I'm not going to mention the name, but lots of them that are marketed for babies have so much sugar in them. Kids like plain yogurt. You can put a little bit of fruit in it, a little bit of jam, or if your child is over a year old, a little bit of honey, but generally kids like plain yogurt. You don't need to even go to any flavored yogurts. It's a lot cheaper. Plus, I don't have to throw away the half of a container of yogurt that your child doesn't eat, because of course we know you peel the lid off and then that's it. And rarely ever do they finish it. So applesauces as well. You peel it off and then I've got to dump it. I don't want to waste food. You got to pay for that food. You know how expensive it is. So do that. Also, again, bananas, avocados, any citrus, apples, anything, any fruits that need to be cut up. Again, it needs to be ready for the child to just eat it. Snack, I ask parents to send snack in a separate little container so I don't have to then give them back their whole entire lunch. I can just give them, oh, here's a little bit of snack. I ask that parents don't let their children walk in with food in their hands. I know that's sometimes impossible. They had a pancake. To get them in the car, you let them carry the pancake in the car. You're hoping they're still eating it. They get here and they still have their pancake or their bagel in their hand. And I don't have a lot of strict rules, but one of them is we don't walk around with food at my daycare. We sit down to eat. Many reasons. Choking, other children can find that food laying around somewhere. And it's just, when we eat, we sit down. That's all we do is eat. We just sit and eat, which is, healthier for kids than watching TV and eating or doing some other activity. So if your child comes in with food in their hands, I'm going to ask them, you can sit down and finish it, or I'll take it and you can have it later. And usually they just hand it to me, and that's what we do. No medicines. I don't give any medicines here unless it's with a doctor's note or in a prescription bottle that says, the antibiotic was started, they're still finishing it. Oh, here's the cat. Hi, cat. You want to be in YouTube? Here's the cat, the house cat. Medicines should not come to daycare. You don't want to send kids Tylenol with your child or cough syrup with your child. If your child needs Tylenol or cough syrup or something else like that, even if it's over the counter, your child should not be at daycare. In fact, if you go to a daycare and they say, oh, please bring this stuff, I would wonder about their illness policy, and I have a whole video on illness, and I would check and find out what's going on there, because you don't want sick kids around your kid. Believe me, kids spread enough germs. You want to make sure the daycare you go to has a strict illness policy so your child isn't going to be getting sick from other kids. So no medicines, unless it's like homeopathic teething medicine or something like that that's not harmful. And, again, check with your doctor if homeopathics is something you use and you're familiar with. That's fine, because there's no side effects, there's no harm in those. So no sunglasses, no toys. Again, the toy, you got it in the car because the kid had to get in the car and you had to give them a toy to keep them from screaming in the car. Great. If they come in, I'm going to ask them to either put it away or, it's hard for me to keep an eye on toys that are brought from home. Flip-flops, shoes, that's shoes. So shoes, you want to make sure they're well-fitting, and believe me, children's shoes are expensive and they don't fit for long. And I've been a mom that was a single mom that couldn't buy my child new shoes every 3 or 4 months. So I understand you want to buy shoes bigger. Think about your child running around all day, they trip. Like I said, they're under age 3 at my daycare. Even the ones that are running trip and fall all the time. So you can go to consignment stores, you can shop eBay, and that's a little harder because you can't fit it on the child. But you can buy on sale or at like I said, a consignment store, a Goodwill or something like that. And then just, if it's too big, just keep it, because they're going to grow into it, right? If you're in a different climate where it's boots versus sandals, okay, that's a little different. And again, everybody's daycare is different. Mine's in LA. We have sort of consistent temperatures all year. Did I talk about water bottles? I don't think I mentioned water bottles. I make sure my kids here have a water bottle that they can open I've had parents bring a bottle that's like a sports bottle or something, and the kids can't even open it themselves. So I ask parents to bring a bottle that the child can hold themselves, open and close themselves. It's their water bottle. They bring it every day. I don't let kids bring juice here. In my experience for 18 years, kids who drink juice won't drink water, and we play outside all day. We want our kids hydrated. Keeps them well, it keeps them healthy. Water, and they like water. They like water. The minute you give them juice, the water's thing is gone. So I have a strict no juice allowed in my daycare. I allow milk and stuff, but that's food to be eaten when they're sitting down, or if it's an infant, of course, a bottle that's a different thing. But that's about it. Did I cover everything? Snacks, lunch, sunglasses, diapers, pants, shorts. Have a great experience at your daycare. And any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section. Subscribe to my page, like my page, send my page to people. This is for you. I'm doing this all for you. Thank you so much. Have healthy and happy children. Thanks.